Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to season 3 of the Journey with Janie podcast. I am your host, Jane Anderson, and I am coming to you today from a very, very chilly Northumberland in the hills near Otterburn in the UK. Last season was all about the quiet reset. It was a quick 9 episode short, sharp, slowing down process and listening to your body, to yourself, and allowing space for yourself, letting that noise just settle down, allowing that space where there's no need for effort or pushing. It wasn't about fixing yourself. And it was about giving yourself permission to stop pushing, stop doing, and stop trying. We have to remember we are human beings, not human doings. And that time to just reset. If you haven't listened to the past 9 episodes, it might be useful to go over some of the final ones of that and just have a little listen and just give yourself that permission to stop and pause and think about where you are now as we move into 2026. We're 7 days into 2026. And I thought it best to create a new season so that we can move forward in what I've called the quiet field, which is my signature offering here at the farm. I'll talk about that more as we go through this season 3. And just remember, it's all about listening to what's inside, what's rising from that stillness that you created in those 9 weeks over in the run up to Christmas. Season 3 is all about the rediscovery, not reinvention, not becoming someone new, but remembering who we actually are beneath expectation, identity, and pressure from those outside circumstances. This is the moment after the pause when the clarity begins to come to the surface. We've spent that time sitting in silence. We've given ourselves permission to stop or slow down. And the quiet reset has given us that clear ground. It's given us the process to clear and rediscover who we truly are. And rediscovery is beginning to notice what wants to grow from that space of stillness that you've been working on or sat in or whatever you've done over that period of time within season 2. So it is that place beneath the noise, beneath the urgency, and beneath that pressure to do better, faster, or fix something. So today I wanted to share something that's important to me today. I will be talking a lot about the quiet field, like I said, through this season, and that'll be an introduction as to what I do here at the farm. This isn't separate to the growth and rediscovery that we're talking about here. It's where the growth really begins, giving yourself time and permission to come and spend, be it a half day, a day, whatever fits with you, what works with me, to go over some of these ideas on a one-to-one basis. Anyway, here we are, 7th of January. Tune in, relax, and here is today's offering for you. This year, I didn't set resolutions on January the 1st. I set intentions. And that choice alone has changed how I'm moving through 2026. One of my intentions was to swim outdoors twice a week, not to be extreme, I've done it before, not to prove discipline, but because outdoor swimming really lights me up, brings me back into my body, clears my mind, and it reminds me that I am alive. It also brings back memories of the hours I spent watching Charlotte during COVID, swimming, and the realization that I should actually be in that water, in there, listening to Charlotte and how cool it was and how great it was and how amazing she felt. But it took that one decision from me to give it a go and feel the benefits for myself. And yesterday, on a snowy winter's morning here in Northumberland, I could so easily have said, no, let's just sit in front of the stove and put the TV on. I didn't. Hopped in the car, defrosted the car, and it was -9 with us on Monday evening. So when I arrived at the lake, it was frozen. The swans were standing on the lake. So instead of swimming, I did a half-degree dip. Yeah, half a degree. The fire pit was on. The sauna was there to warm up between the dips. I did 3 dips in total, and as always, finished from the cold dip. And I have to say, it is so, so good to be back. I felt invigorated, felt empowered, and I felt absolutely amazing. My body was just buzzing with being back in that cold water. I was also back outside walking in nature in the snow, even though it was melting fairly quickly here. Not because I should go out, but because I want to. I want to be out in nature, and I know the power that being out in nature actually has. Another intention that I set was a very simple one. 30 minutes a day clearing and tidying my home. Not a big January reset, not perfection, just gentle, consistent clearing. Surprising what you can achieve in 30 minutes. And I know I've mentioned this before in a previous podcast, no idea which one, about that 30 minutes focus time instead of, just, oh, I'll do it sometime. Intentions create a relationship, whereas resolutions create resistance. And I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying on that one. People often talk about 21 days to change a habit or a belief. And yes, there is science behind that. Our minds are shaped by repetition, and pathways strengthen through consistency. But here's the part that often gets missed. The mind doesn't change through pressure. It changes through being aligned, through your attitude and taking the right action. And this is where the quiet field meets Dynamite Lifestyle. Dynamite Lifestyle is the mentorship program that I'm in that has got me to where I am today. And it looks at those 3 pillars: attitude, alignment, and action. And there's so many different ways we can work together on this. Soulthap as an introduction alongside the quiet field and the quiet reset that we've done previously. A lot of us try to start with the action, do more, push harder, be disciplined, and then we wonder why it doesn't last. Before action, we must be aligned. And before alignment, there must be awareness. And awareness requires stillness, which is why I did the quiet reset with you all before Christmas, so that you had that stillness and the clear vision, the clear head as to where you want to be in 2026. So here's a question. When we start looking at our habits and beliefs, is the belief actually yours? And this is the first shift within your mind. Not forcing, not fixing, but noticing. Is it your belief that you want to change? Is it actually yours to hold? And then that creates an intention that doesn't feel like effort. It feels like honesty. It's when your body is in alignment with your mind and the truth within you. That's why the swimming sticks. That's why the clearing the house sticks. Because I'm not chasing anything. They are expressions of who I want to be in 2026. And then, only then, the action becomes natural, not forced. Movement without burnout. Consistency, oh, I can't even say the word this morning. Consistency without punishment. This is how our habits actually form, and this is how we can switch the habits that we actually have. Not through willpower alone, but through meaning. And I know I've used swimming and cleaning as an analogy, and I know a lot of you out there are going, yeah, but my resolution's to make hundreds of thousands of pounds in my business. That's fine. I'm just trying to give you an easy overview of what's working for me at the minute. Anyway, when something lights you up, your nervous system relaxes and it cooperates. Your mind is focused and your body is almost screaming to go, yay, let's do this. And that's the science of it and the wisdom that you hold within yourself that you can do this. I also help clients do this. This is how I help my clients. I don't push people to set massive goals. I help them to slow down enough to hear themselves again, hear themselves, that little voice that's inside wanting to screaming to be out. And that's when we look at what drains their energy, what quietly restores it, where they've been pushing, and where life is asking for permission instead, which was a little bit about what we did in the quiet reset. We work on the attitude, we realign with their truth, the bit inside that's saying, let's do this. And then we choose an action that fits whatever season that they're in. And I just want to say, not all change is loud. Like I've said, my intentions were to swim twice a week outdoors and to do 30 minutes of clearing. Doesn't have to be this massive goal of, yes, I would love to release weight, and yes, I would love to eat healthy. I know all that will compound, and that's something that I can change as I move forward in 2026. Some of our most powerful shifts happen quite quietly, like being in the frozen lake, like clearing the drawers that have, well, useless things in that you think you might need. And intentions keeping those intentions to do the swim, to clear the drawers. And I'm smiling because I'm thinking about the Michael McIntyre man draw thing. Um, for those of you who don't know, look it up. Rediscovery is not about reinventing yourself. And that is the journey that I've been on over these last four years. Finding me again, finding that me inside that's singing to do whatever it is that comes into my mind, my vision, not somebody else's beliefs, not somebody else's, can you just do this? Can you just do that? What I actually want to do. And it's about remembering what lights you up and letting that be enough to guide you forward. This season of The Quiet Field, season 3, it's not about asking you to become somebody new. What I want you to do is think about who you actually are and invite you back to yourself. So instead of asking, what do I need to change this year? What if you asked, what do I want to return to? And that's where the quiet field comes in. Spending a day, half a day in stillness with your own thoughts, switching off and going within. And that is where the real change happens. So thank you for listening today. And thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. I've put 3 journal prompts at the end. What am I ready to return to this year? Not because I should, but because it feels true. Where in my life am I being asked to move more gently, yet more honestly? And finally, if I trusted what lights me up, what intention would naturally rise? So back to those questions that I mentioned earlier. They're in the description below. So thank you for listening. And as always, my intentions do not need to be loud. They only need to be honest. Take care until next week. Bye bye. Thank you for joining me on the Journey with Janie podcast. It's always a pleasure to be with you on a Wednesday or whenever you are downloading and listening to the Journey with Janie podcast. All I ask is that you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And also remember, there are ways of contacting me through my website on www.journeywithjanie.com. There's a contact button to book a call, which is a free 15-minute call. And all the details of the ways to work with me are on my website. I'm always available for a chat, a DM, or just a message via LinkedIn or Instagram. We all have the social handles now. Just drop me a message and let's talk. And remember, we don't have to do this alone, which is exactly why I am here to help guide you on this journey. I am the me that I needed 3 years ago, and I hope and feel that I can help you on your journey of moving forward by taking small, simple steps. So from me to you, take care.